Hello, all, and thank you for tuning into this celebration event. Each year, we gather together to thank inspiring United Way donors, volunteers, and nonprofits for your commitment to our community over the past year. While we're celebrating virtually this year, it's important to pause to take the time to say thank you. First, an enormous thank you to UW Credit Union President and CEO and Campaign Chair Paul Kunert and your team for your deep partnership, especially notable this past year. In addition to being the presenting sponsor for many of our virtual events, you provided invaluable help as we've undertaken the digital transformation of our campaign, all while being a top place to work, championing equity for your team and the communities in which you do business. Thank you so much. I also want to thank our supporting sponsors, Hooper Corporation and Group Health Cooperative, and our community sponsors, J.H. Findorf and Son, Madison Gas and Electric, Task, and Vogel Brothers Building Company. Gratitude as well to these in-kind sponsors. A special shout out to Hebing for your longtime brand partnership, developing our campaign materials and video, and to WKOW for reaching out to feature United Way success stories when our in-person storytelling was necessarily paused. While 2020 was full of truly unprecedented challenges, you stepped up. At the onset of the pandemic, our community came together to raise more than $2 million for emergency support. You donated PPE and safety supplies and helped deliver food to those who were hungry. For that, we have immense gratitude. That truly is the power of many working for all. And we're so honored to facilitate that kind of work, that love in our community. While much of our focus in the last year was around emergency aid and crisis intervention, we didn't lose sight of our long-term goals. At United Way of Dane County, we know our community's greatest resource is our people, and our ultimate goal is to empower every neighbor to reach their desired full potential. We know when people know they belong and have a sense of purpose, their potential, talent, and skills are unleashed, and that makes our community safer, healthier, stronger. For 99 years, United Way of Dane County has been bringing the community together to address our toughest and most urgent needs. It's no secret that the pandemic has highlighted the disproportionate impact on our Black, brown, and poor neighbors. Know that the resources you give to United Way are directly impacting access, opportunity, and focusing on systemic root cause changes that need to happen to make sure more families are on pathways to stability. To demonstrate just how important your contribution is to this work, here's a video showing us housing and income needs in Dane County.
United Way's mission is to unite the community to create measurable results and change lives. We can connect the individual work of many nonprofits, coordinate that together, and have an even greater outcome for families who are looking for services. When you think about what creates a stable life and stable community, you need education, you need financial stability that includes housing, and you need health. If one of those building blocks is missing, the rest of them tumble apart.
Employment and housing are critical for that stability. United Way has taken that stance to really focus on family homelessness because we don't want to have that impacting our kids. We want them to grow up in a stable home so that they can concentrate on their school, they can do well. So if we start early, making sure that families have a place to live, have that stability, they then can build everything else around that.
When you're homeless, you're more vulnerable to everything. When you really don't have anywhere to go. It was rough, you know what I mean? Kids feel it, they understand. Other kids pick on them. It's how you would feel if you were homeless, but 2 times worse for a child.
The constant changing of your housing location provides its own stress and anxiety. Our homeless students, it really affects their ability to learn and to focus and to be a strong student in our schools.
We know when we can invest in families and help all families have that stability they need to launch into their dreams, that helps all of us, it benefits the whole community. When the community supports United Way with investments of time and money, we're able to coordinate that and make sure that the most important issues are dealt with quickly and effectively. That is what we mean when we say the power of many working for all.
When you're homeless, you're more vulnerable to everything. Family homelessness undermines stability and security, and as Selena said in the video, it's twice as hard on children. Helping families permanently transition out of homelessness is just one example of the United Way impact here in Dane County. United Way leads by uniting the community, connecting the work of many nonprofits, and delivering the funding to find solutions to the toughest problems. In short, bringing people together to have the greatest impact. That's been even more important during the pandemic, from answering 211 calls to raising emergency relief funds to convening and mobilizing us to understand and meet the needs of the whole community. For these reasons, now more than ever, we need to be united, and we need the United Way. The opportunity to be part of the leadership for the 2020 community campaign was an opportunity to get to know better and to be inspired by the change makers here in Dane County. The compassion and generosity shown by thousands of individuals that have financially stepped up, as well as volunteers, community leaders, and organizations, all pulling in the same direction, have shown us what it means to live united. In just a moment, I'm going to announce the campaign results for the year. But first, I want to thank those who worked directly on the 2020 campaign. Our campaign cabinet was a mighty group of about 40 volunteers who planned the campaign, recruited other volunteers, and lent their time, expertise, and talents to the leadership of the campaign. Thank you, campaign cabinet. I also want to thank the loan executives that worked on the campaign. These are a talented group of about 20 individuals that are loaned from or financially sponsored by some terrific organizations. The loan executives worked full-time on the campaign for about 18 weeks, and these loan executives really were the boots on the ground getting the work done. Except this year, their boots were virtual, but they made it work just the same. I also want to thank the employee campaign managers and company representatives for their role in the 2020 campaign. Campaign results really wouldn't be possible without the work you do inside your organization to support the success of the campaign. This year, more than any I can recall, everyone had to reimagine their organization's campaign with all the challenges and obstacles brought by the virtual environment. And to the leadership and staff of the United Way of Dane County, I want to say, you are amazing champions for change. Your passion and drive to serve others sets you apart. I'd like to express thanks too to the two vice chairs of the 2020 campaign, Ginger Zimmerman and Murphy Desmond, and Dan Frazier from US Bank. They did great work this past year, and together they'll lead our 2021 campaign. I know we're pulling for their success as they step up to lead. The annual fundraising campaign follows the calendar, but the needs and the work don't follow any arbitrary schedule. So please keep giving, advocating, and volunteering as we push forward to make this community work for everyone. It's been an honor to serve as the campaign chair this past year, and it's my honor and privilege now to reveal the results. The tally is proof of the rankings that list our community among the most caring coast to coast. So here it is. Our 2020 campaign met the goal, and the total is an amazing $17,800,000. Congratulations to everyone, terrific work. We did it, you did it. Together, we are the power of many working for all. Thank you.
We did it, you did it indeed. Thank you, Paul, so very much for your leadership and for that amazing announcement. Paul served on United Way's campaign cabinet for many years. That's the volunteer team, as he just described, that really leads our community campaign to educate about community needs and solutions and activate that giving and volunteerism. He chaired the insurance finance division back when I was the staff of that group. When Paul said yes to leading the full community campaign, none of us could know what a difficult and extraordinary year we'd be facing. Leading that team of 40 volunteers on the campaign cabinet and another almost 1,000 committee and workplace volunteers is a noble challenge in a regular year. The focus and discipline to recruit volunteers, to reach out to 600 business partners, understand what they desire to make community change and engage their employees, and deliver a campaign experience that infuses critical resources into our nonprofit community is demanding. This year, we added in the chaos associated with those businesses working on their own internal technology and people challenges of virtual work, new safety and closing rules, and economic impact. And the entire campaign needed to go virtual. Virtual materials, virtual employee kickoffs, virtual volunteerism, and a big spike in demand for electronic pledging. Paul embraced every challenge with thoughtfulness, his eye on helping as many community members and nonprofits as possible, and kept the volunteer and staff team and his CEO colleagues connected and focused on the realities happening right here at home: job and income loss, illness and grief, and education and housing, that every one of us has a chance to improve through United Way giving. Some accounts were busy and profitable as a result of pandemic impact. Some struggled with furloughs and long stretches of closures. Paul kept focused on relationship, understanding what donor partners needed, and centered on what our community needed to inspire those who could give to do so. Weekly updates inspired great questions. Paul is a phenomenal question asker, and oftentimes Paul volunteered to make many of those calls and outreaches himself where there were challenges and opportunities. And Paul's team at UW Credit Union stepped up with a robust campaign, strong participation, and skilled volunteerism to help the United Way staff team expand our capacity when deluged with community response demands. If you follow Paul on LinkedIn, and I hope you do, you'll see his posts are full of the stories of our community and how we can make change better together, united. Paul knows it is the education, income, health, and how we treat each other that leads to a stronger community for all. Paul, thank you for your extraordinary leadership. As we kept saying, you were the right leader for these times. Congratulations on a successful campaign, and know the dollars that you and so many on your team helped raise are fueling hundreds of nonprofits and community-wide strategies to respond to crisis and make the long-term changes to reduce racial disparities and increase economic stability that will empower individual, family, and community success for years to come. Let's turn now to the companies and individuals who made that successful campaign result possible. While I wish we could thank all of you individually, you can find the full list online and in the March 21st Wisconsin State Journal, thanks to Madison.com. On behalf of our nonprofit partners and over 100,000 local families who are impacted by your support, I am truly grateful to all of you. Here are the companies who generated the most dollars for our community. American Family Insurance, CUNA Mutual Group, State, UW-Madison, and UW Health employees, Exact Sciences, UW Credit Union, Alliant Energy, Zimbrick, Christians and Associates, Madison Gas and Electric, and Baker Tilly. What you see there is our community's leaderboard of compassion.
Renee, I couldn't agree more. That is a compassionate group. Thanks to all of them for their leadership. Now let's get on to the awards. The first award is called the Engagement Beyond the Pledge Award. And this award celebrates a company which has gone above and beyond an annual campaign event. These organizations have moved from a once-a-year campaign to a year-round journey of giving back, connecting their employees and their strategy for growing impact. This year we have two recipients of the award. The first is CUNA Mutual Group. CUNA Mutual Group stepped up in 2020 to sponsor the fall cohort of Boardwalk Academy. The team at CUNA Mutual Group saw an opportunity to lift up the voices and stories of those in underserved communities, allowing each person to step into their leadership. And the CMG team were so impressed by the outcome of the fall cohort that they've agreed to also sponsor the spring 2021 cohort. So thank you, CUNA Mutual Group, for your partnership and contribution. The second recipient of the Engaged Beyond the Pledge Award goes to Springs Windows Fashion. Springs Window Fashions held a strong campaign this year. The company and leadership support was tremendous, as evident through an increased corporate gift, as well as hosting numerous creative and fun events. Springs saw the community need and acted to give an above and beyond gift of $100,000 to the United Way of Dane County. But that's not all. They also gave an extra $300,000 to a variety of other local organizations in order to help the community through a challenging year. We're so grateful for Springs Window Fashions. Thank you for being a leader in giving back and also for your dedication to volunteerism. Our next award celebrates innovation, recognizing a company's commitment to raising awareness and resources through new and creative strategies. And our recipient this year is Madison Gas and Electric, MG&E. MG&E is a longstanding partner with United Way, and this year they got creative and held an organization-wide luncheon webinar to share more about United Way and the work in the second gen space, inviting the Playing Field East and the Road Home to be guest speakers. And during the luncheon, they held a text to give campaign, and on top of their annual pledges, they raised over $1,000 in just an hour. What an awesome and innovative way to supercharge a campaign in this virtual environment. Thank you, MG&E.
Indeed, thanks to all. Next, we'd like to announce our Collaboration Award recipient. This award recognizes a United Way partner who is committed to bringing diverse perspectives to our work, helps us understand and articulate our community's needs, and facilitates collaborative action leading to meaningful change. This year's more than worthy recipient is UW Credit Union. Recently, our partners at UW Credit Union announced the start of a new fund born from the desire to help address racial disparities and build a more equitable future for Dane County. This fund includes a $1 million investment that will go toward helping local organizations that aim to improve the financial well-being and capacity of the BIPOC community. There was an additional $500,000 gift made to our colleagues in Milwaukee and Waukesha County at their United Way. This is a game changer. In addition to their work on the Racial Equity Fund, UW Credit Union has made investments in our housing stability work, understanding home is a launchpad for life. Further, UW Credit Union's team created many videos shared at our virtual kickoffs across the community and sponsored the Power of Many Challenge, encouraging new online gifts with a one-to-one match up to $20,000. Our direct response giving was up almost 40% this year as a result. Not to mention, they conducted their largest United Way campaign ever, reaching more than $390,000 in donations. What a committed, passionate team. Thank you, UW Credit Union, for being the incredible partners you are and for your commitment to our community. Visit our website to see the full list of companies who contributed to the campaign this year. While many might view last year as a time of insurmountable challenge, I truly do see it as a story of resilience and hope. There is a strength that holds us together, and that strength is community. In times of crisis, you stepped up, and you showed this entire community that when things get hard, people care enough to help. Sometimes that's what it takes to get through. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. We now have a chance to hear from one of our local organizations that stepped up in 2020 and hosted a great employee campaign. Let's hear from our friends at Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin.
My name is Katie Neuser, and I'm an executive assistant at Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. So Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin has been partnering with the United Way for, gosh, as long as I can remember. So over 20 years. We started working with them and we just haven't looked back. There's tons of reasons that DFW works with the United Way of Dane County. They have a huge wide web of charitable organizations focusing in the areas of income, education, and health. And this allows for an incredible variety of associations for our staff to choose from, so their giving can be both targeted and flexible. Also, we have staff that live outside of Dane County and even in other states. So sometimes those staff members will choose to donate to their local United Ways as part of DFW's annual campaign to the United Way of Dane County. So again, incredible flexibility there in terms of people's giving. And finally, it allows our staff to be more than just something than our internal team. We get to be part of a massive community coordinated effort that helps better the lives of our neighbors and our local communities. So this past year for everyone was a crazy one with the pandemic. We're still working through it, but honestly, the idea of running a campaign to me was pretty daunting. I was not looking forward to asking our staff to give money when our economy was so full of uncertainty, not to mention the worry about people's health. So I just wasn't sure how that was going to go. And I had very low expectations, but we decided, what the heck, we'll give it a try. And so we did. We didn't have the first idea of how to start a virtual campaign. So what did we do? We went to the United Way for help. We took their training and they taught us how to set up a silent auction and do online bingo. And we did e-pledging and they set up mobile pay. And let me tell you, our staff absolutely love being able to pay for all of our special events right from their phones. So long story short, Our generous and passionate staff came through for us. We had a record-breaking campaign in terms of participation and overall donations. So we were absolutely thrilled, but we could not have done it without the help and the tools from the United Way of Dane County. So we're super, super grateful for their support. They made it easy and they made it a lot of fun. So the United Way of Dane County continues to inspire me. I have always admired that this organization is not just looking to throw money at a big problem and slap on a financial band-aid of sorts to our problems in our communities. Instead, I see our local United Way working very hard behind the scenes to understand and to bravely tackle the root causes of our bigger problems in our communities. So whether it's transitioning families into stable housing or having live trained people who are ready to answer the 211 calls for help when people courageously make those calls when they feel like they're at the end of their rope, or whether it's having trained tutors performing home visits to make sure that our community's children are ready for school in terms of reading, math, and more. Our United Way of Dane County strives to plant those seeds that will yield positive and lasting impactful change for the better. So if your organization is thinking about partnering with the United Way of Dane County, I seriously hope that you will take that leap. Like I said, Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin joined a long time ago, and we've never looked back because every year we get to band together for a few short weeks in our annual campaign, and we get to creatively combine having some fun while working to make change for the better.
What great reflections. It is such an honor to partner with you all, as well as all the other organizations across Dane County. And I love that insight that by coming together, we can actually band together as a community and respond to these really big issues. So thank you for allowing that partnership and for your generosity in this extraordinary year. The next recognition category is the Community Builder Awards. These celebrate the companies who grew their financial impact the most, helping to accelerate positive change in our community. Thank you to our honorable mentions. And the top 3 companies who grew their overall dollar amounts the most: Alliant Energy, Springs Window Fashions, and UW Credit Union. Thank you so much. While the group we just recognized grew their total dollars the most, this next group grew their giving by the largest percentage over last year's results. Organizations of all sizes are stepping up. Thank you to our honorable mentions. And the top 3 companies to grow their community investments by the highest percentages are Colaf CPA, Piper Power, and Russ Darrow Madison Kia. The Power of Many Award celebrates the companies who grew their employee participation the most, engaging more people in supporting our community. Thank you to our honorable mentions. And the top 3 companies are DMB Community Bank, Middleton Outreach Ministry, and WEA Credit Union. And our People's Choice Award, there's still time to vote. Tune into our social media channels at 3 p.m. today to find out who our community chooses. Before we wrap up, I'd like to again thank 2020 Campaign Chair Paul Kunert for his exemplary service, and introduce to you our 2021 campaign co-chairs, Ginger Zimmerman, President of Murphy Desmond, and Dan Frazier, U.S. Bank Senior Vice President of the Madison Market. They have one final recognition and look forward to what's to come.
Hello, I'm Ginger Zimmerman, President of Murphy Desmond and co-chair for the 2021 United Way Dane County campaign. As you know, 2020 was a unique year that presented challenges like none we have seen before. So first, let me thank all of you for your support of the campaign through your donations of money and time. We could not have done all of this amazing work for our community without the commitment of our donors and the hard work of our volunteers. So thank you. And give yourself a little applause. While we are looking towards the next campaign and continuing to recover here in Dane County, let's pause for a moment to make one more recognition. The Advocate in Action Award recognizes a community volunteer group who who are passionate about giving back, enthusiastic about engaging others and learning about our community, and inspiring everyone to give, advocate, and volunteer. This year, the award goes to Lead United Council. In 2020, this group helped facilitate the merger of Rosenberry Society and Key Club to form a strategic, aligned network of donors who give $365 or more each year. They also built out 3 committees focused on building more engagement for donors, especially in this virtual environment. So thank you to the dedicated members of Lead United Council. Despite the hardships brought on by 2020, you really stepped up to lead real change in our community. How about another round of applause? It is my pleasure today now to turn this over to my friend and co-chair, a man who has worked many different roles with United Way, Dan Frazier.
Thank you, Ginger. I'm Dan Frazier, the U.S. Bank Madison Market President and co-chair of the 2021 United Way campaign with Ginger Zimmerman. There's no question that 2020 presented new and unique challenges. This community came together to help our most vulnerable friends and neighbors. Thanks to all of you for your commitment and advocacy during this difficult time. I would also like to thank Paul Kundert and his associate Mary Shea from the UW Credit Union for their leadership and guidance during these unprecedented times. Paul was truly the right chairman to lead us in 2020. While we're all so inspired by the collective response of the COVID-19 pandemic, we acknowledge that we've still got a long way to go toward recovery. And we encourage all of you to keep up the better together mentality that's gotten us through the past 12 months. With your help, United Way of Dane County can continue to provide crucial services into this year and beyond. Now is the time to reimagine our future so that we can help our community to not only recover in the years to come, but to thrive. And we can't do that without you. Please continue to engage and give in 2021 because your donation truly makes a difference. And together, we are the power of many working for all. Thank you.